Welcome back, everyone, to North of the Broad. Guess who's here? The former mayor of the city of Beaufort, Billy Keyserling. Former
Couldn't
mayor.
be more delighted to be here.
No, it's good to have you with us. We were just saying that Stephen Murray took over December 8th, so you've been basically retired for about 4.5 months.
We can call it retired. I loved being mayor, and I love what I'm doing now, and I'm very happy to have Stephen as mayor, and council's moving forward. And I'm moving forward on something that, to me, was out of the realm of what a mayor should do,
Right.
but
So you wrote a book.
aligning of my moral compass to look at some more global issues, specifically the issue of citizenship.
Yes, and so this book has been published by you and along with Mike Greenlee.
Mike Greenlee's
Right.
a Beaufort native, but he lives in New York.
All right, and it's called Sharing Common Ground, Promises Unfulfilled But Not Forgotten. So you were talking about global citizenship
Right.
and
Well,
moral compass. What drove you to write this book?
The great American dream and vision for the experiment was freedom, justice, equality, and opportunity. And as we live in this world and the chaos we're in today, I'm questioning whether we've been teaching the right stories, and have come to the conclusion that we haven't. So we're designing an educational program for teachers to teach and students to learn. The one time in a brief period, though the story's not told, during Reconstruction, where with the 14th and 15th and 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment to the Constitution, full freedom was granted. Citizenship, the issues we're talking about today, the right to be free, we're talking about today, and the right to vote, which we're talking about today. And all these issues are popping up. So during Reconstruction, that very short period, people were free. And it was such a challenge to the status quo, to the framers even of the Constitution, who couldn't deal with citizenship straight. Women weren't included.
Right.
And freed slaves were considered 3/5 of a person. So it goes back to that. So if we learned Reconstruction, we can see what we did wrong.
So there are lots of stories in Reconstruction. There's a lot to be learned from that period, right?
A lot to be learned.
Can you give me again, we only have a couple minutes, but just maybe a single centerpiece story?
Well, the Jim Crow era, which is what
Yes.
squashed it when there was such a threat to the status quo, we've never recognized over 2,000 people of African descent who served in government. We've never recognized the traditionally black colleges and universities that were built in that period. We've never recognized the entrepreneurs in agriculture, craftsmanship, wood making, mercantile business. We've never recognized that during that freedom, in that short period of time, freed, formerly enslaved people actually became self-sufficient and survived and were thriving to the point that it became a threat. And then we have voter suppression, poll taxes, and all the things we're talking about today.
So, Mayor, great book, a lot of lessons to be learned, great insight. What is next? So you mentioned working with teachers or...
We've started an educational program.
Okay.
We're building a model for arts-infused experiential education, where we go back to primary resources, letters, diaries, family histories, and we teach young people, middle school aged, how to use video, how the written word, visual arts, and let them tell the stories of their heritage, because museums are fabulous, scholars' work is incredible, but that doesn't reach the people who have to deal with what I call the good, bad, the ugly of our history, say it out loud so we can deal with it.
So you are retired now, Mayor, but you have this fire in you, this passion you have the time now to devote to something like this.
I do. It's a big learning curve,
Yes.
working with people from all over the country.
Fantastic.
It started really when we achieved the Reconstruction era National Historical Park, and now we're working with them to build a network.
Yes.
We've just been donated a building for a learning center where we'll be teaching skills to kids.
I saw that, yes.
We've talked to the schools about integrating some programs there.
Thank you.
So it's a tall, tall climb, but if I can't do that for the next generation, what can I do?
What can truly be your legacy?
That's
Mayor?
right.
Thank you so much. Former Mayor Billy
Thank you.
Keyserling. And we'll be right back with North of the Broad.